Hey guys, life in China with Patrick. Hope all is well. I'm just out kind of exploring today. Wanted to show you. Let me zoom on this. I just noticed this. You see that building right there with the turquoise top? That is called the Great Hall of the People here in Chongqing, and it looks like the one, I believe the one in Beijing. That is a definite must because it's just a beautiful structure. You can go inside and check it out. And then opposite of that building is the Three Gorges Museum, and just a ton of interesting history at that in that area. So if you're in Chongqing, you got to go to the Great Hall of the People and then the Three Gorges Dam Museum. Just noticed that. I didn't know. I was like looking around. I kept looking over that area, but I wanted to show you a couple things. Number one, there's just three bridges within eyesight. You've got one over there. That's actually a relatively new bridge, the one with the red, I don't know what you call it, but the one that's red, and then you got this one. This is relatively old, and then I'm going to come over to this one. This is a beautiful bridge right here. You can just kind of see the edge of it. You got a light rail system that goes underground over there, and then cars that can go across the top. Over here, which I mentioned before, it's Hongyadong. It's a big tourist spot. Great place to go at night, take pictures. But you look at this, man. A little bit of blue sky, a little bit of smog going on. China's always polluted. Well, you know, we make most of your stuff, people, so shut up. This is a big manufacturing city. The largest manufacturing city, or actually manufacturing center for mopeds in the world. Another thing I want to point out is, like, you can just see apartment buildings. I mean, actually in a business area. This is all fine. This is kind of a financial district that I'm in. Really nice area, very pretty, very new. You know, you got China Development Bank, you got China's Merchant Bank. I don't know what that thing is down there. But I wanted to say, like, you see this and you think that's kind of the end. Like, what's on the other side of all these buildings? It's the same thing. Well, actually, there's another river on the other side of this, but you can go another 10 miles. Maybe not see the same buildings, but they're all apartment buildings like this, just one after another. It just goes on and on and on for miles. And it's not just that direction, it's every direction. Literally every direction. You can see these buildings. Let me show you this. I don't know if you remember when J.D. Vance was insulting Chinese peasants making stuff in China for Americans, and kept referring to Chinese being peasants. Let me show you what the peasants drive here in China. Just walk over here. You know, our administration is just stupid. I mean, junior high stupid. Look at this. You got a Mercedes. You got a Porsche, and you've got a Lamborghini, kind of the Lamborghini SUV. And there's another Porsche up there. There's a Mercedes van. There's an Audi. Let's just check out the road. Here's a Luckin Coffee. This is actually much cheaper than Starbucks. But let's just go out to the road and see some of the cars that we see. So here again, there's a Porsche. What is that one? Oh, that's a Neo. I love that car. That Neo has the battery swapping. There's a Buick, and people say, yeah, that was another thing. Actually, it was Trump Jr. that said there's no American products in China. Well, that's BS. There's a Buick. That's a grandpa car, if you ask me. But here's a Neo, battery swapping. Very cool car. Chongqing Commercial Bank. Look at some of these motorcycles. There's some really cool bikes here. Benda. I see Benda a lot. B-E-N-D-A. Benda. Keep going. Here's another bank. CBHB. I don't know what that is. Got some ninja-looking bikes. There's some cool retro mopeds here. Just kind of watch as I'm walking along. Fashion. There's a Triumph. I think that's an American bike. I think the Triumph is an American bike. I think, or maybe a British bike. Maybe it's a British bike. Some more. Look at this one. Isn't that a cool bike? That's a Johnson. I don't know what Johnson is. I don't know if that's a Zonson. No, that looks like a Chinese bike. Let's keep going. Here's a Benda. You see these bikes a lot. Yeah, I think you can even buy these bikes on Taobao, which is kind of cool. All right, here's the BMW. Here's another BMW that the peasant is driving. There's a BYD. That's kind of an older BYD. Here's another Buick. Here's a Haval. What's that one? Oh, that car is I think it's called the Envo. I think that's the name of it. Envo? That is the spin-off. It's a spin-off of Neo. And this car has it's to compete against Tesla. It's to compete against Tesla, which is kind of a cool car, but it's better than Tesla because it has the battery swapping. So you don't have to worry about your battery going bad and paying $10,000 to replace it. You just go to the swapping station and change it. Okay, there's the BMW. There's a Tesla. There is I think that's looks like a Volkswagen. No, that's a Honda, I think. BYD. I mean, I could stand here all day. There's another Neo. That's like probably a $40,000 car. There's a Li 1. That's about a $40,000 car-ish. Anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000. There's a Mercedes. I mean, I can stay here all day, and I'm trying to make a point that you've got people like J.D. Vance and people in America in the West thinking that China's a bunch of peasants, just like J.D. Vance said in some interview. I think it was on 2020 or something, some news interview, where he was pretty much insulting China. You know, are there poor people here? Yeah, of course there's poor people here. But Xi Jinping has pulled out like 800 million or 750 million out of poverty. And it's still going. I mean, it's still going. People, you know, their wealth is increasing. So, I know I made my point, but I thought you'd enjoy to see this part of town that I'm in. I had to do some banking business today. Got it done, so I had some free time. But that's it for me, guys. Hope all is well. I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments on what I talked about and some of the things that I showed you. Hope all is well. See you in the next video. Take care.